All right, what's happening? We're back with De Bello Gallico, Book 4, Chapter 32. All right, so Dum Ea Garantor. While these things, the Ea, these things, Garantor are happening, all right, and then the Una and the Missa are going with Legone for an ablative absolute. The Quai, its antecedents Legone, Missa is the perfect passive participle. We actually have quite a bit going on here, and we've got supine. It's accusative, which is going to equal purpose. Woo! Okay, so while these things are happening, with the legion, and then we're going to throw in the relative clause there, which Applabator was called the seventh. With the legion, and I'm going to have to backtrack. All right, with one legion, which was called the seventh, Missa having been sent. All right, frumentatum, in order to get grain, or to grain up. An ex consuetudine, from custom or from habit. And that's a weird way of saying they did this, they typically did this. Neque olo suspicionem, and then we've got another ablative absolute that's going to here. And your ablatives are the ola, the suspicione, and their interpositum. And not with any suspicion, interposita, well, belly, without, and not with any suspicion of war, interposita, having been placed in there, but that's not a good way of saying it. Having been shown ad id tempus at that time. And then we've got a cum clause here. When part of the men remained in the fields. Pars, a part also. And instead of saying like part, you could say some. Some also. And when Tito is kind of like saying coming and going. In castra, into the camp. AE, and sometimes you'll see this as II, but we go in AE here. From Isaid, they, qui, who. Alright, here were proportis in front of the portis, the gates, castrum of the camp. In statione, on guard. So they who, blah, 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 Nuncio Vera, announced to Caesar and then we are going to get basically an indirect statement with that being our infinitive, and that's going to be a relative clause inside of an indirect statement, which is why fecisse is pluperfect subjunctive. All right, so announced to Caesar that Purim, a dust cloud, all right, Maiorum, we've got a comparative there, larger than. And this is a little strange for us. Consuetudo custom, a dust cloud larger than custom brought. And the consuetudo ferret is just a weird way of saying then usually what happened or what usually would go on. Alright, that a dust cloud larger than custom, I brought, Woodary was seen in that part, and may as well get a little repetitive into, I'm going to go quam, that part 10. The legio, the legion, had made a journey. Alright, so there's nothing really amiss here, but they're noticing that there's a rather large dust cloud. Caesar. And the comma probably should go right around here or before the id, but whatever, Caesar. Suspicatus is a perfect opponent participle, having suspected that which was. And we've got, you can argue indirect statement here. If you're going to argue indirect statement, we're going to need an essay right there with an item. That aliquid something. Noe is going with concili, and this is going to be partitive genitive. Something of a new plan. Had been started by the barbarians. Okay, now I'm going to highlight the main part of the sentence. Caesar ordered the cohorts. All right. That's the main part right there. Alright, Kwai, which were on guard. And then after that, we'll switch to red here. Okay, you've got your infinitive going with ordered. You've got your next there, infinitive. So this is infinitive 1, infinitive 2, infinitive 3, infinitive 4. And if you can break it down like that, it actually is nowhere near as intimidating. So, order the cohorts which are on guard. All right, Profikiski to set out in Ampartum into that part. Secum with him. Duo ex reliquis, 2 of the rest. And this is going to be duos is modifying a cohortes. 2 of the rest. Alright. To stay, excuse me, to stay in stat channel on guard. Alright. Reliquos, the remaining. To be armed and immediately follow him. All right, so Caesar has this quality suspicion that something is amiss, and we're going to find out if he's right or not. But let's be realistic here. It's Caesar. He's going to be right because he just happened to notice something. All right, so we'll follow up in the next